In today's video, I'm testing out HtVront's new phone case heat press machine. Htvront was kind enough to send this over for me to try, and I'm so excited to get my hands on it. I've seen a few other people using this machine, and it looks super neat. This press is made for sublimation projects. Let's jump right in and see what it can do. Inside the package, I have heat-resistant tape and gloves. It had sublimation badges inside. I did not realize until I got the machine that you can make other things besides just phone cases, so I'll talk about that a little more in the video. I have the phone case fixture set. This one is compatible with the iPhone. It has sublimation film. That's what we'll be printing on. I'll get the machine out, and underneath it, I had another fixture set that you can use to make some other things besides phone cases. Lastly, I have a set of tweezers. Now let's look at the machine. This is really pretty. I have the lavender color. They also have a daisy white and a bubble blue. They sent me another package with some different supplies. It looks like there's sublimation coasters and ornaments. So like I said, you can make these things with the machine as well. This is the Android case fixture. Underneath is more ornaments. I'm hoping to put together a video showing how to use these. This video, I'm just going to do the phone cases. In here, I have a few Android and a few iPhone cases. Lastly, I have more sublimation film. Here's a look at all the supplies. If you go to purchase, there are different options. There's a standard kit that comes with the iPhone fixture. There's also one that comes with the Android fixture, or you can buy the beginner kit that comes with both fixtures. They sent me 2 different types of phone cases and 5 of each. The Android one they sent me says SX-A71. I assume that's Samsung Galaxy. It's listed on the inside of the case, which is nice. I'll link the cases down below, but I didn't see this one currently on their website. The one I'll be using for the video is this one, and it's the iPhone 16. Now let's turn on the machine and look at the control settings. The temperature button has 2 different settings. The first one will be yellow. This will heat up the top plate. Once you have that set, you'll hit the temperature button again and it'll turn red. This will heat up the bottom plate. You'll want both of these to be the same, and I'll show you in a little bit. The time has 2 also. First, it'll be yellow, and that will be the preheat setting. Then when you press it again, it'll be red, and that is your time. I quickly wanted to show this fixture. If you want to use other sublimation blanks besides the phone cases, you can see the different shapes of items you can use here. When you flip it around, you can use this side for the sublimation badges. I'm going to be sublimating on the iPhone case, so I'm getting that fixture out. It comes with 5 filler blocks and 9 lens pads. There's also a really nice chart that shows you what lens pads and filler blocks to use for what phone model you have. I'll be using the L9 and 5 and 3. I was confused at first because these had numbers 2 and 4 on it. But on the other side of the instructions, you'll use the chart on there. I'll place the fixture and fillers that I'm using inside the machine. Since there's so many different phone sizes, that's what those filler blocks are for. They just make sure that the iPhone case fits nice and snug. Now I'm over on my computer, and I'm going to show you how I found my designs. I love Creative Fabrica's website. This is where I get my digital paper. Look how cute these are. There's so many to choose from. This says how many? Like 337,000 results, and they're all just so cute. I have links down in my description box if you want to check that out, and I'll link the digital paper as well. Now I'm in Canva. I have a blank page that's 8.5 by 11 inches. I'm just going to grab this square. I'm going to make it 8 inches by 5 inches. You want to make this bigger than the phone case because it's going to be wrapping around the sides. So it needs to be big enough to be able to do that. I felt like 8 by 5 was a good size. Each case will be a little different, but this one, the width is about 2.25 and the height is about 5.25. Then I'll go to my uploads and I will just drag it over here. After that, I'll just download it to my computer, then I'll go in and print it. Typically, you'd print on sublimation paper, but for this machine, you'll need sublimation film. This will have a matte and glossy side. You'll want to print on the matte side. I saw other users were struggling with the paper to get it to print correctly because of that glossy side. The film came with these little stickers, and I assumed that those are to help grip the paper in the printer. So I tried putting one on each corner. I'm using an Epson Echo Tank, which is supposed to be used for inkjet printers, but like many people, I put sublimation ink instead and use it as my sublimation printer. At first I thought it was going to work, but as you can see, it didn't. I'm not sure who came up with this hack, but it's so smart. You put copy paper on that glossy side, then you just use tape to secure it in place. I set the paper in the tray, and it alerted me that there was no paper in it. When the film went through the printer, it messed with the sensors, so my printer wasn't recognizing that I had paper in there. Thanks to my husband and ChatGPT, we got it figured out. He opened up the printer and used compressed air against the sensors, and it started to work. So if you have an Echo Tank, make sure you put the copy paper on that film and learn from my mistakes. I forgot to show my print settings for this, but I used what I do for all my other sublimation settings. I used premium presentation paper matte, high quality, I mirrored the image, and I'm using my Cosmos ink color profile. I also turn the fast speed printing off. You'll want to let the ink dry for at least 5 minutes, and you'll want it to face matte side up. I'm going to start heating the machine with the fixture inside so that heats up as well. I set both temps to 275. For my preheat time, I did 20 seconds, and for my regular time, I did 370 seconds. After I pressed my first phone case, I realized the time was too long, so I'll show you why in just a little bit and what I would change it to. I'm going to tape my lens pad to my phone case. I believe those are 2 vent holes there, so I wouldn't tape over that area. I take that copy paper off, then I move over to the machine. I'm wearing my heat-resistant gloves because it's all very hot now. To place the phone case on, you just start in the corner and kind of pull it upward. You just want to make sure it's fully pressed down on all sides. You'll want to place the film matte side down. I took a while to line this up, and it's probably best to do it quicker than this. You don't want it to start heating through. I let the time run all the way down. Then I remove the film from the phone case right away, otherwise it can be difficult to remove it. Make sure you're using your gloves, but then you can also remove the fixture. I'll give you a closer look at this and then I'll make one more phone case. What I love most about this machine is the film wraps all the way around it. That is what I struggle with the most with sublimation, is trying to go around those curves and tape it. A lot of times it ends up with ghosting. This machine does it all for you. Looking at the colors, there was some blue tinting in the white. Once again, I went to ChatGPT and it said when that happens, it means it's getting over processed. So the time I'd recommend instead is 5 seconds to preheat and 300 degrees instead of 370 degrees. Other than that, the colors look so beautiful and very vibrant. I am going to make one more. I followed the same process in Canva and also with my paper going through the printer. The time here says 3:20. I ended up doing 3:15, but I did all this before even asking ChatGPT. So for the next one, I will probably do 300 for the time. This is my first time using it, so it's kind of trial and error. I also forgot to mention this uses a 3D heating, which is really neat. I'm excited to share how this one turned out. As it was heating, I did not notice any plastic type smell, so I was very happy about that. I did have my window open. I like to ventilate when I'm doing sublimation. Look how bright and vibrant those colors are, just so beautiful. I forgot to film the sides on my camera, so here's a view from my phone. I did notice some fading in here. I've made 4 phone cases total, and this is the only one that's done that. I'm not sure the reasoning why. The white pieces look so much better. I don't see any blue tint, but like I said, if you're doing one that is majority white, I would bring that temperature down to about 300. That's it for today's video. This machine is just so neat and so much fun to use. I'll have all the links down in the description box, and I should have a discount code for you too. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are new. I'd like to test out some other material on this.